You've probably traveled by train, but have you ever thought about the history of railroads and how they came to be? The first railroads didn't even have trains. Think more literally horsepower. These first trains were actually carts pulled by horses on wooden rails. As we know, much of the wooden rails were replaced by metals such as cast iron and eventually steel. Cut to early 1800s in England. Richard Trevithick invented the first steam locomotive. In 1808, Trevithick demonstrated his invention to the public on a circular fairground-style track, running the world's first fare-paying tramway, fittingly called Catch Me Who Can. After Trevithick's early designs, innovation really kicked in. Railway pioneers George and Robert Stephenson designed the first steam locomotive, Stephenson's locomotion, which becomes the first practical steam locomotive to haul a passenger-carrying train on, the Stockton and Darlington Railway. Now what about here in North America? Well, the first common carrier railroad was built in 1828 with service between Baltimore and Maryland. The first Canadian railroad opens in 1836 called the Champlain and St. Lawrence Railroad in La Prairie, Quebec City, just outside Montreal. Now this was the start of the railroad boom, going from only 39 miles in the US in 1830 to 164,000 by 1890, and it did not stop there. The peak was 254,000 miles being operated by 1,500 different railway companies, hauling both people and freight. This meant by 1916, 1.8 million people were employed on the railroads. This boom opened up the West in both Canada and North America. However, with the rise of personal automobiles, trucking and extensive highway networks, transportation by road became more competitive. So even with the switch from steam to diesel locomotives in the 1950s, railroad operators were stretched thin, with many going bankrupt due to falling profits and strict regulations. So in an attempt to become more profitable, VIA and Amtrak started running passenger services on freight railroad lines in Canada and the US in the 1970s. In 1980, the Staggers Act is passed in the US, reducing railroad regulations and benefiting both American and Canadian operators. The act encouraged competition and allowed railroads to set their own rates and bargain with shippers. And with the change of regulations came growth. Railroads were once again a competitive alternative to trucking, effectively paving the way for modern day. Today, railroads across North America are self-sustaining and profitable.